There's a real parallel between what our thoughts were with starting DCI, and the concept at that point was to make sure that patients had access to all forms of care for chronic renal failure. So that we wanted to do home hemodialysis. Peritoneal dialysis at home really did not exist at that time. And of course, in-center dialysis for those patients who couldn't go home. But we also recognized that part of this three-legged stool was clearly transplantation. And for those patients where transplant was possible, also clearly that seemed to be the best therapy that we could offer. Sandy was, I think she was probably about 16. She was a teenager. And she was clearly, as I can imagine any teenager would be, really upset about being on dialysis. She was an unhappy dialysis patient.
I had some hope, but then we lost all hope that my kidney function was just gone. And in June of 1972, I got sent down to 21st Street, the DCI. You know, the people there, they seemed to know what to do. And I mean, there were a lot of people who had it much worse than I did, but it wasn't easy because it was 5 hours of treatment 3 times a week. Those dialysis days were pretty long, and my poor family, they just had to give up everything in their lives because that took so much time.
Pretty early on, a kidney became available for her. And so she went in the hospital, she got transplanted. Kidney worked right away.
I started in August of 1972, and then in January 26th of 1973, I had a cadaver transplant. I just felt great all over. I couldn't wait to get home. So everything about getting a transplant was good news to me.
Anyway, she decided that she wanted to do something more in medicine, so she went to PA school and worked as a physician's assistant for a couple of years for a doc down there. If I read her correctly, she got a little bit tired of always having to have somebody tell her what to do, and she decided to go to medical school. But she graduated, and if I have my story correct, she graduated first in the class of medical school, and she got the idea she wanted to be a nephrologist. So she went up to Boston to the Brigham, preeminent program.
I have always admired the people that work at DCI. I mean, they're just such wonderful people. They're good people, and they want to do what they do as well as they can to benefit, you know, all the people that they're helping. And, you know, I faced some hard times, and they sort of opened the door for me so that I could get to have the choices that other people have for a good life. And I've always felt blessed that, you know, when I was sick, that I was sick at a time when they were there to help me.
You know, if you want a success story for a transplant, and I understand her creatinine still won. So she is 49 years post-deceased donor transplant. And if that isn't the book of records, I don't know what is. I don't know of any transplant, certainly no transplant here, from a deceased donor has gone that long.